Welcome to Seint. You guys got your makeup. So now what, right? Well, you got your palette. Pop those tins into your palette. I like to set mine up this way. The brightest or the lightest shade first. Remember this is your concealer. So think under eyes. This is your next lightest shade. This is your main highlight. So that's your foundation. It goes everywhere else. Contour sculpts your face, and then your blush and your lip color over here. So here's how most ladies like to apply their makeup. You take your finger and you get just a little bit on that finger. For your under eyes, I suggest putting it here and here. I need a little bit more. And I put a little dot there. I also like to lighten my eyelids. So again, here and here, a little bit here, and lighten those eyelids. You can also do your T-zone with this lightest shade, so draw a literal T to brighten up that mid part of your face. Okay? Then I actually like to jump over to the contour. Skip this one for a minute. Jump to the contour. Again, put your finger in it. And for this one, I like to go from temple to temple. You can either draw dots or you can just draw a line. Contour sculpts, it's going to give your face dimension versus other makeup, it's all one shade. When you put that foundation on, you end up having all one shade on your face and then you look very flat. Okay, so temple to temple. And then tip of your ear down to your corner of your mouth. Imagine that line right there. And you're going to put your contour right there. I stop about halfway. Okay, I'm pressing right up against my cheekbone as well. Other places for your contour, you can totally do your jawline right here. Stop before you get to your chin though, because you don't want to accentuate, like I've got little extra there. I don't want to accentuate that at all. And these are just extra places where you can put it. So if you go like that, another area is if you go straight down from your neck, actually, to create that. Get this earring out of the way, guys. Right there, okay? You can also contour your nose. You could draw a line here and here if you want. I like to add just a little bit here underneath my lip to make that lip look a little fuller, and that'll blend into when I put the last shade on. All right, so then go for that middle shade. So now this one goes everywhere where you don't have makeup. So that's why I save it for last. It helps me ensure that I have one layer of makeup. I haven't caked it on. And I'm just continuing to get my finger and place dots about like an inch or so apart. And I know this one's hard for you guys to see. Your main highlight should be hard to see from like a mirror. You know, when you get really close in, you should be able to see it. But it should blend with your face. All right. So I've got all my dots placed. I'm going to save the lip and cheek for when I'm all done. And now I'm going to go and use my 3D brush. So I'm actually going to start with those under eyes, and I'm going to start with the pointed end of the brush. I'm not going to sweep it or blend it this way. Instead, I'm going to do what they call stippling, which is up and down movements like this, and it'll move quite easily this way. But instead of wiping it away from my face, I'm pressing it into my face by stippling. And you can see it start to move. I would suggest you start light with your makeup, and if you need to add more, you can always add more. One of the biggest or hardest things to get used to is the amount of makeup you actually need from Seint. Because with the liquid foundation or the powder foundation, you're just caking it on. You're doing layer and layer and layer. And this is one layer, and the makeup is cream, so it moves with your skin. So you get away with a lot less. I'm just gonna, it like went into my crease of my eye right there. So just lots and lots of up and downs, especially in that under eye area. All right, look at how nice and bright that area is. Finish off with this T-zone. The only time I will swipe my brush is for this contour because I don't want it to appear like a line up there. I want it to blend. So I'm going back and forth now, and I am swiping up there a bit. And you can see how it's adding a nice shadow at the top of my head. Really gives my whole face dimension right there. For your contour on your cheekbones, again, go back to stippling. Move that makeup that way. And if at some point you are thinking like, gosh, I put too much on of the contour, like I don't like that look, push up. Think of a push-up bra. You're going to push up because you want your cheekbones to be lifted, okay? So again, stipple. Back and forth, just pressing it in. Always want to go up with your contour. You don't want things to sag on your face. And then I'm just going to push up a little bit right there. Okay? Finish the rest of your face. It should go pretty smoothly. In the colder months, you might need to let it sit on your face for a minute before blending it all together. And that's just simply because the makeup gets cold. And if you don't have time to wait, take a hair dryer and just hit it for like 10 seconds, and that'll heat it up real quick too. And then it'll go on like butter. All right. Now, don't forget, I put some down here. If you didn't put some down here, don't worry about it. But I'm going to do that sweeping motion here as well. And then I'm going to keep it pretty tight on that jaw. And then back here I did by the ear, and I'm going to just go sweep straight down for that. And that's just going to add a little bit more dimension there, a little bit more shading right there. So same thing. I'm going to sweep it back and forth just to blend it in so it's not so dark. You can sweep it into that neck a little bit. All right, I think I got it all. And you can see it just chiseled it out a little bit more. My cheekbones look a little bit more defined as well. So last step, get that lip and cheek color out. So take your brush. I like to apply it with the brush and just one or two to get it just a little bit on that brush tip. Then I like to apply mine pretty high so that, again, my cheekbones are highlighted and they're up high versus being saggy. The lower you put your your lip and cheek color, if you would put it right here, your cheek is going to look really full, almost like one of those apple-y cheeks. And just stipple it on in that area. I probably did a little too much. I can see it. So I just have a paper towel over here, and I'm just going to swipe that a little bit. Keep in mind too, as you're pressing on your cheekbone to get your lip and cheek color on there, you are awakening the blood underneath that skin. So mine right now looks really red, but it's going to calm down. Like this one is already calming down over here. And just let it calm down. And that's how you apply your makeup. Should take you about 5 minutes or less once you get used to the system. As always, reach out to me if you guys have any questions.